War has always been the universe's favorite pastime, not just among mortals, not just among kings. Even the gods have gone to war. Long before Earth existed, before humanity took its first breath, a conflict erupted that threatened to destroy heaven itself. Two factions stood against one another, the deities and the sinners. Both believed they were the rightful rulers of heaven. Leading the sinners was a god named Yama, a god feared across the universe, a god of death. Like all gods, Yama drew his strength from those who believed in him. The more followers a god possessed, the stronger they became, and no god possessed more followers than Yama. He swore that he would hunt down every last deity beyond heaven's gates. Once they were dead, he would storm heaven itself and kill its rulers. Standing against him were the four pillars, the rulers of heaven, four brothers who had maintained order across creation for countless ages. They knew the final battle was approaching. For days, both sides prepared. Strategies were discussed, armies gathered, weapons were blessed. And then the day arrived. The sinners marched on heaven. As they climbed the crystal peaks surrounding the celestial realm, many of them found themselves staring at heaven's gates. Even after ages of war, the sight was breathtaking. The gates were forged from red diamonds that shimmered beneath the light of distant stars. Countless engravings covered their surface. Each engraving represented a living god, and when a god died, their symbol disappeared. But death wasn't the cruelest part. When a god fell, their followers forgot they had ever existed. Only the gods themselves retained the memory. They called it the Creator's Curse. When Yama reached the battlefield, he raised a single hand. The armies fell silent. Then he lowered it, and the war began. Thousands of gods collided at once. The force of their attacks was enough to shatter worlds. Brilliant explosions filled the heavens. Every color imaginable lit the battlefield. And whenever a god died, their soul returned to the universe as countless glowing fragments. The destruction became so severe that the rulers of heaven could no longer remain observers. The four pillars entered the battle. The first pillar moved first. With a few simple motions, he stripped countless sinners of their ability to fly. The skies themselves bent to his will. Then the third pillar struck his staff against the ground. The battlefield fractured. Mountains rose. Valleys collapsed. Earthquakes powerful enough to sink entire nations tore through enemy ranks. The fourth pillar charged into the chaos with a dragon-tipped spear, crackling with lightning. Every strike cut through sinners with terrifying precision, and above them all floated the second pillar. Purple mist surrounded him, energy gathered between his hands. Then he unleashed a blast so powerful that entire sections of the battlefield simply vanished. For a brief moment, it looked as though the deities might actually win. Then everything went quiet. An explosion echoed across heaven. When the smoke cleared, Yama stood alone atop a pile of shattered stone. Untouched, his crown, fashioned from the skulls of celestial creatures, remained perfectly intact. He looked across the battlefield. Then his eyes settled on a wounded sinner, desperately clinging to life. Without hesitation, Yama crushed the god's neck beneath his foot. The first pillar stepped forward.
You monster.
Yama only smiled. According to him, weak gods didn't deserve to live. According to him, the four pillars had grown blind to the suffering of the universe. He accused them of ruling through fear while hiding behind promises of peace. Maybe he believed it. Maybe he was simply trying to justify what came next, because before anyone could respond, he attacked. The fourth pillar met him first. Their weapons collided with enough force to shake heaven itself. The remaining pillars joined the battle, 4 against 1. And somehow it still wasn't enough. Yama's power rivaled all 4 of them combined. Lightning tore across the battlefield. Mountains erupted from the earth. Divine energy ripped through the heavens. Yet Yama endured every attack. Realizing they couldn't defeat him through strength alone, the four pillars resorted to a final plan. The fourth pillar trapped him. The third pillar sealed him beneath massive stone columns. The first and second pillars combined their power into a single devastating attack. The blast shattered everything around it. For a moment, nobody moved. Nobody spoke. Smoke swallowed the battlefield. Then a voice emerged from within it. Yama's voice.
Is that the best you've got?
The smoke cleared. Not a single scratch marked his body. For the first time, fear spread among the gods. The first pillar knew there was only one option left. A sealing spell. A spell so demanding that it would consume nearly all of his strength. Ancient words echoed across heaven. Yama struggled. For the first time in his existence, he failed. His body twisted against his will, his limbs locked into place. The god of death had been defeated. The first pillar looked at his brother one last time. Then he spoke.
Goodbye, brother.
Yama's body shot across the battlefield, beyond heaven, beyond the stars, and into the furthest reaches of existence. The war was over. But nobody celebrated. Too many gods had fallen. Too many symbols had vanished from heaven's gates forever. Too many friends, lovers, brothers, and sisters had been lost. Because war itself is not cruel. The participants are.